What's up, YouTube? It's your favorite breakup coach here. My name, of course, is Brad Browning, and I am the world's #1 most trusted expert when it comes to breakups and reuniting with an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. Now, right here in this brand new video, I'm going to tell you about 4 very strong signals that indicate that your ex is still in love with you. Now, these are things that your ex might have done or said since the breakup that will give you some insight into their current feelings towards you. So if you are hoping to get back together and want to know, whether you've still got a chance at making that happen, this video is going to be very helpful for you. Now, before I dive into the first sign, I should mention that my free quiz tool is the single best way to evaluate your chances of getting an ex back. So if you haven't already done so, please head over to breakupbrad.com/quiz after the video and take that free quiz yourself to get a full evaluation of your current situation and your odds of getting him or her back. It only takes about 5 minutes. It's completely free. And again, the quiz is at breakupbrad.com/quiz. Now, after that free quiz on my website, the second best way to tell whether your ex is still in love with you is to look for these 4 signs that I'm about to cover here in this video. Now, it is definitely still possible that your ex may still have feelings for you, even if they haven't done any of these 4 things I'm about to cover. So don't lose all hope if that is the case in your situation. But these signs are very strong indicators that your ex is still thinking about you and missing you, at least to some extent. All right, and sign number 1 is your ex tries to maintain a regular contact with you. Now, I know this one seems like a bit of a no-brainer. Obviously, if an ex is reaching out to you regularly, it's pretty clear that they're still thinking about you, right? Well, yes, it is actually that simple in some ways, but this also becomes a stronger and stronger sign that your ex is still in love with you if it happens after you've already ignored some of their calls or texts previously, or if they continue to reach out to you regularly, for months after you've initially broken up. Now, if you have been employing no contact for weeks already and ignored some or all of your ex's attempts to contact you during that time, but they're still trying to reach out to you frequently, then that's a very clear sign that they can't get you out of their head. And similarly, the longer that this continues after you break up, the more it suggests that your ex isn't happy with the single life and is longing to have you back in their life again. Now, the actual substance of your ex's messages or calls is also really important to determining how much you can read into these attempts to contact you. So if they're just, asking you to pay the phone bill you shared, or return their favorite t-shirt, or, asking you for a good local car mechanic referral, in other words, if it's all business and no emotion when they contact you, then that's a less positive sign than if they're, bringing up nostalgic memories or trying to make, happy, upbeat small talk. And in fact, that does actually tie in nicely with sign number 2, which is that your ex seems nostalgic, brings up happy shared memories, or references inside jokes and sexual innuendos. Now, if your ex is contacting you regularly, like I just talked about in sign number 1, then that's usually a good sign. But again, if what they're actually saying is all very business-like and not very, emotional or heartfelt, then that's not nearly as strong of an indicator as if they seem to be nostalgic or regularly bringing up, positive memories and innuendos. Now, I think this one is pretty self-explanatory, but the more upbeat and reminiscent that your ex is when they're talking to you, if they're doing things like slipping sexual references or innuendos when they're chatting with you, or if they seem to be, reminiscing about those happy times together, or, even if they just tell you straight up that they're missing you and they're longing for the good old days when you were still a couple, then that is a very clear indication that they're not fully committed to the breakup and they might be considering taking you back. Okay, on to sign number 3. Your ex remains upset, angry, or emotional for weeks or months after the breakup. Now, I fully expect this one to be a little bit controversial, but in my 12 plus years of experience as a breakup coach, I'd suggest to you that this is actually often a really good sign. Now, if you did cheat on your ex with their best friend for years, if you lied often, hurt them for some reason, did something bad to wrong them, or if you murdered any of your ex's friends or family members, those sorts of things are obviously going to create anger and negative emotions that are going to last a long time. But if you didn't do anything that drastic to hurt your ex or to cause them to become angry during the final days of your time together, well, then your ex holding on to some feelings of resentment and continuing to seem upset or annoyed at you for the first while after breaking up, that can actually be a really positive sign that they're still emotionally invested in your relationship and they still have feelings for you. Now, you will need to get your ex to actually let go of some of these feelings sooner than later, if you do want to win them back. And you can learn how to do that by going to breakupbrad.com and just watching my free video tutorial. And I have talked about this before in past videos, but essentially you need to help your ex return to an emotional neutral state so that they're receptive to your attempts to reach out and rebuild attraction. And again, learn how you can reset your ex's emotions to this kind of neutral state just by watching my free video at breakupbrad.com, because it's a lot more than I can cover here in this video, but I do talk about it a lot in that video. So breakupbrad.com, head over there right after this one. Okay, and finally, folks, let's move on to the last sign, number 4. And this one, in my experience, is actually the strongest indicator that your ex is still in love with you. And sign number 4 is your ex seems to be sending, mixed hot and cold signals, where it seems like one minute they're saying they miss you, and the next minute they're just, being cold and distant. So here's the thing. If your ex still has feelings for you, and I suspect for most of you watching, that is indeed the case, at least to some extent, then that means that he or she isn't really fully committed to their decision to break up. In other words, it's very common for someone to decide to end a relationship only to later feel, kind of conflicted about that decision and whether they made the right choice or not. Now that's why these hot and cold mixed messages from your ex are often a really good sign. They indicate that he or she is conflicted internally, and they're wanting to string you along for a while so that they can keep their options open and decide to take you back if they so choose. Now this is a super common behavior, and it's not always intentional on your ex's part, but it really does make a lot of sense if you think about it. Essentially, if you're still in love with someone, but you think breaking up is the right decision logically, then you're going to want to keep your options open, and you're going to want to be able to choose to get back together down the road. So essentially, your ex is just trying to keep you around as a backup plan for as long as possible so that they can get back together, or at least, have someone around to be with once in a while, when they're feeling lonely. And of course, this requires stringing you along, giving you hope one minute, and then sort of just pushing you to the side by being cold and distant the next minute. But if your ex is doing this, it means that they're not ready to fully let go. And that's almost always because they continue to have, some sort of romantic feelings for you, at least to a certain degree. Now, I repeat, do not allow yourself to be strung along in this way by your ex if you do want to start over with them and be together in a real relationship with them again in the future.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is, basically the same as being friend-zoned, essentially, which is also something I really strongly advise against. You want your ex to feel pressured into making a decision so that they know that you're quickly going to be gone from their life if they don't cave in to those feelings and ask you to take them back in the near future. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of how to do this or how to escape from this type of situation here in this video, but you can learn exactly what to say and do to recover from this kind of situation and turn it into a positive thing for your chances of getting your ex back by picking up a copy of my X Factor program right now. In the program, I explain in detail what to say, what to do, and how to handle every conceivable scenario that you might be facing with your ex. Like, for example, the one I just covered. That's all in the program. And best of all, you're covered by my risk-free money-back guarantee for a full 60 days after signing up. So you'd be crazy not to visit breakupbrad.com/buy right now to get full access to the program within the next 5 minutes. And for those of you out there who just have a really quick question or want to send a bit of feedback, just hit me up in the comments section below the video and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I love hearing from you guys, so get commenting. And finally, thanks so much for your support, guys. By subscribing to my channel here on YouTube, you're helping me continue to make free videos like this one regularly, and I really do appreciate it. So please go ahead and click that subscribe button right now and show your support. And that is it for today, folks. Good luck out there. Keep doing all the things I teach and recommend here on YouTube and in my X Factor program, and you're going to be in great shape to get a second chance with your ex. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.